You're listening to Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Karl Fitzpatrick in association with Wexford Insurances. Challenge us at Wexford Insurances 0818 31 30 30.
Good morning, I'm Karl Fitzpatrick and it's business time here on Southeast Radio. Welcome to this week's edition of Business Matters. Okay, let's get straight down to business. On this week's agenda, Mark Mahoney of Highwind Media discusses the growth in demand for video content by business owners, and one of the founders of the Wexford Food and Wine Festival, Gary Johnston, drops by to tell us what we can expect from next week's event. If there's any particular topic you would like to hear covered on the show, feel free to email the details to businessmatters@southeastradio.ie. Joining me now in studio is Mark Mahoney of Highwind Media. Mark, start by telling me a bit about your own background, please.
Well, I'm a Wexford man. I went to school here in St. Peter's College, and from there I went on to study business and arts management in the Institute of Art Design and Technology in Dunleary. And from there I did the kind of usual year out thing. Went to Australia for a year with some mates and came back to Wexford, and the country had completely changed. So I was a little bit lost. I spent a few weeks kind of bumming around, and I eventually got bored, so I went down to Wexford Opera House and I sat down with the CEO, David McLaughlin, and told him I was bored and I wanted to help. So I spent about 9 months just kind of popping in and out of the Opera House, working in the marketing department, and basically hung around until they started paying me, which worked eventually. And then I spent 3 years as the marketing manager for Wexford Festival Opera and Wexford Opera House. And then I joined Highwind Media in November.
Tell me about how the opportunity came about to join Highwind Media.
Well, Highwind Media is 2.5 years old at the moment, but I suppose technically the company has been working together for about 15 years. It's myself and Ted Moran and Sean Reardon who all went to school together in St. Peter's College. We've known each other since we were 14. And the first project we ever worked on together was called The Story from Samhain. 14 years of age, we went into the arts office in the Borough Council, asked them for a few bob to make a little short film, and we spent a week running around Carclaw Forest. We're down in back in Bunn, playing in boats, and out in the Yola Park, talking to goats and all sorts of things. So we had great crack filming that, and kind of ever since we've always been just mucking around with cameras, and it eventually kind of turned into a business opportunity for Ted.
So Mark, the company itself was set up in November 2010. Tell me about the first 12 months in business.
But the first 12 months, I suppose, were small jobs here and there. Ted was basically a man with a camera and a computer, and he knew how to use the camera and he knew how to edit. So he was tipping away on small jobs, on personal projects, on some theatre events and things like that. And I suppose I saw the opportunity in my role as marketing manager with the Opera Festival to get Ted in and to start investing in video for the festival. So we worked together on a video campaign, and I saw the potential there, that the impact that it had on the festival sales and on our Google Analytics. And so I sat down with Ted and we had a chat about the future of the company. And there was a group called the Visit Wexford Tourism Group who had recently been set up. So we chatted about the opportunities there and the opportunities for Ted to produce a video that could show just the quality of work that he could produce. So the lads went out, they wrote a script, they went out and filmed the advert completely at their own expense and surprised the Visit Wexford Group with this gorgeous advert promoting Wexford tourism. So basically it got the guys into the room with a lot of decision makers in Wexford, a lot of the hotels, a lot of the major festivals, council members, and basically that opened an awful lot of doors for the guys. People really realised just the quality of work that they could produce and the potential that was there in video. And the company grew from there, and that kind of led to a role for me in the company to focus on the business development side of the company and to let the guys focus on the creative aspect and the camera work and editing, you know.
So that certainly put Highwind Media on the map at that stage, and it was, by all accounts, a turning point for the business itself. So take me on from there. What happened next?
Well, from there, I mean, the projects that we're working on were becoming bigger and bigger. We were working with bigger clients in Wexford, bigger brands, and we also saw the potential to begin helping clients in terms of sharing their video content. and their distribution strategies, their online marketing strategies. So the company progressed from one guy with a camera and a laptop to now employing 4 people. And actually the last person we took on was pretty much ready to board a plane to Canada, and the opportunity arose to work with us and help us. And I suppose we're responsible for one less person emigrating.
Excellent. Mark, talk to me about a typical project for Highwind. What does it look like?
A typical project, I mean, you'll sit down with a client, you'll talk about the key message that they want to get across with their video, and what they plan on doing with the video, how they plan to distribute it. And we'll take that back to the office. We'll develop a concept around the look, the feel, the narrative of a video, and we'll bring that back to the client. And if they're happy then to go ahead with that, be it an advert or an event promotion, we'll arrive in with cameras, we'll do interviews, we'll get all the content that we need to get, we'll try to make sure it looks as beautiful as possible, and then we bring all that back to the office, and then you're into the edit process. Now, 1 hour of filming can equal up to 5 hours of editing sometimes, and I suppose that's one of the challenges for our business is to get that message across to clients that the making of a video is in the edit process. So the guys will lay out their interview tracks, they'll cut them up, they'll lay some music underneath it, they'll find the nicest shots from a project, lay it over it, and it's a very creative process, it's a very personal process. So I mean, there might be a difference between a video that Ted would produce versus what Sean would produce because it's so personal, but so they'll export that product, we'll all sit around, we'll have a look at it, I'll critique it, usually, I'm the cranky one, and if we're all happy with it, we'll send it off to the client for approval. And usually you might get one round of changes, tweak a word here, change a word there, but in most cases the clients are usually happy on the first or second draft.
With the development of 3D and HD technologies, do you find it hard to keep up with the recent and latest technologies that are coming on stream? Absolutely.
I mean, even in the space of the 2.5 years that the company has been going, the equipment is becoming outdated. The laptops are being worked hard. They're struggling. The hard drives are full. So it's really important that we keep on top. So at the moment we've applied for some grant assistance from Wexford Local Development in order to get some new computers, edit suites, and some broadcast quality cameras, which will allow us to go to even the next step of production, and that should kind of future-proof the company for about 5 years or so, we think, and we'll have additional production capabilities like jibs and cranes and additional sound recording. So basically every element of the production side of the company is going to raise hopefully in the next couple of months.
Mark, YouTube has had a major influence in changing people's habits in relation to viewing video on demand. Are we slowly seeing the end of scheduled programming?
Absolutely. I mean, your day-to-day life is totally different now, and having access to media non-stop on your phone and on your iPad has completely changed how people schedule their entertainment. A lot of what people watch they will find shared on Facebook, and a lot of what they watch, they'll watch their favourite TV shows, but they'll go on to 4OD, they'll go on to RTE Player. And I suppose that's making the advertising market more accessible for smaller companies.
Do you think that we're looking at a situation whereby websites for your typical business are going to be, I suppose, driven by video content in the future and will take over from text?
Absolutely. I mean, I think the next generation are going to have attention spans of pigeons, really. We're all getting used to reading less and less and becoming much more visual. Everything is becoming more visual. There's an old saying that a picture is worth 1,000 words, and, there's 25 pictures in a second of video. So, the next generation, they'll always choose to click play on a video before they will read a page of text.
Let's say, for instance, if somebody has a video done for their own business and they link it to their website and they upload it to YouTube, how well does it rank?
Well, it does wonders for your search engine optimization, and Google AdWords have recently brought in that you can use video now in terms of their AdWords. So in terms of your online presence, Google does rank video very highly. And I mean, once you have a video, it's there, it's on your website, it's working for you constantly. it's not necessarily a once-off investment, but a video has much more longevity than some of the more traditional methods of advertising and communication.
Talk to me about green screen technology.
Green screen's a bit of crack. The last time we did green screen was with Anne Doyle, actually, for the Business Awards last year. And we needed to get a backdrop, actually, of the RTE news desk. And I had been in RTE the week before. So for the Business Awards with Anne Doyle last year, technically I am behind Anne Doyle. Green screen it's a lovely technology because it gives you the opportunity to just plonk someone down in front of a completely green background, and when you bring that into the edit process, you can place any background over that green screen. So I mean, most movies these days, Iron Man 3 is that's 99% green screen and digital effects, and you can utilize that. Smaller businesses can, in terms of customer testimonials and in terms of introducing your business and the personality of your business to your customers. So it just opens up opportunities for smaller budgets to make their videos seem larger than they are.
Are you finding that business people in general are shy about appearing on videos for their own businesses?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I don't think anyone likes getting a camera put in their face. We do. I mean, we work with people, and we generally get them relaxed. Ted is a bit of a character, so he'll always be laughing and joking behind the camera, which does get people at ease, And the edit process itself is amazing in terms of the ums and the ahs that you can take out. When you can cut away to a shot of an exterior, you can hide a multitude of sins in the edit, So you can actually, even the best speakers in the world, we can still kind of polish them just that little bit more. So at the end of the day, it can be a little bit daunting, but it always works out well.
Mark, every business owner would like their own video to go viral. Has Highwind Media had much success with getting many of your own videos to go viral?
Viral is one of those things that you kind of dread hearing in a meeting as well. It's impossible to guarantee viral, and it's impossible to tell what people will feel compelled to share, unless it's a cat crawling up a curtain or something. The internet is crazy about cats. But in terms of our own videos, strangely enough, when the flooding happened in Enniscorthy a little while ago, we just popped up with cameras and recorded some of the footage of it, and overnight it got 25,000 hits because it was current. People were online, they were bored, and they googled Enniscorthy floods, and all of a sudden, and once a video starts collecting hits, YouTube will move it onto the homepage, and once it's there, the potential is there to be picked up by other websites, and in terms of our commercial clients then, little videos we've done, like a launch for the product launch in Waterford Airport, absolutely stunning model called Lisa, just popping around Waterford Airport with green balloons for St. Patrick's Day. It obviously caught people's attention, and people wanted to share it, So now with a lot of our videos now, we will talk to content sharing websites. If we think something has potential and people will want to watch it, we will send it out, and a lot of the time it will be picked up. Another example, actually, we heard about what the Wexford Marine Watch were doing, so we went down to the guys and offered to produce them just a little video, just to make people aware of the new service and how they can support, how they can get involved. And again, we just sent it out to a couple of people by Twitter, and all of a sudden they were all sharing it because it was human interest, and again, that got some pretty significant hits, and it's one of those things that we're just delighted to be able to help in terms of a local and important service like that.
Some of the more traditional, I suppose, media outlets have viewed video as a threat to their business. Have you any examples of those that have embraced it and it's worked well for them?
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple of national titles out there who have started really embracing video to share through their website, through their social media, in order to get people back onto the website. And again, I go back to the fact that video is just so much more engaging than text, that it will work. It will always work. People will click on a video before they will read an article, and those titles that are using that at the moment are seeing huge increases in terms of their online revenue and their online traffic to their website versus those who aren't. And now, I mean, more than ever, people get their information online. They're on their apps. They're getting news updates every 5 minutes. So, I mean, any of the traditional media outlets who don't embrace this new form of communication, I mean, they're going to be in trouble in the next few years.
From a governmental perspective, do you find that the government and the public sector in general are embracing video?
They are and there aren't. I suppose up to this point, we wouldn't have done a huge amount for the of the public sector, but it's starting to increase more. I think they're starting to see the potential in terms of getting the message out there in terms of some of the good work that they're doing, and video is a great way to highlight some of the more positive aspects. Say that even the Wexford Borough Council, we've done some work with the Wexford Tidy Towns that they're heavily involved in, just to say, look guys, we're doing, we're working hard behind the scenes, but we're out there and we're doing this as well, So they're really starting to kind of realise that video, especially for good news stories, is a great way to go,
The company, Highwind Media, is 2.5 years old at this stage. What's in store for the next 2.5 years?
Well, as I said, we're investing heavily in equipment at the moment, so that will allow us to pitch for larger productions, So we have a few key targets at the moment. We want to we really want to get involved with some of the rugby clubs. We want to go up and start doing videos for Leinster Rugby and Munster Rugby, mainly Kishan as a rugby nut. But we've looked at the work that's out there, and we've identified organisations that are investing in video that we know we can improve upon.
Mark, many thanks for coming in and speaking to us this morning, and I wish you continued success with Highwind Media. If you've just tuned in, you are welcome along to this week's edition of Business Matters. You can follow me on Twitter at Karl Fitzpatrick, or you can contact the show directly by emailing businessmatters@southeastradio.ie. Coming up after the news, I'll be speaking to one of the founders of the Wexford Food and Wine Festival, Gary Johnston, about what's involved in organising the event, along with what we can expect from this year's event. So stay tuned.
You're listening to Southeast Radio's Business Matters with Karl Fitzpatrick in association with Wexford Insurances. Think Wexford Insurances for your business insurance.